Hi, welcome to Ebonroot. I am Missy. This is Missy Plays. Today we're going to be working in this area where Cobb's house is at. And since we're building a swamp, my daughter was quite sure I needed an ogre. And I felt that Cobb was the closest to fit the bill of looking like an ogre. And then we'll go over and do Lily's place. But first, let's make this little garden where Cobb is vegetables, some pumpkin, different vegetables, some pumpkins, some turnips, a little bit of lettuce because he's supporting himself out here. So we get this garden in. The codes I will put in the description box. A couple of signs here. And this is going to be like a little storage shed out back of his place. This is his outhouse. We'll put the doors on here. Give some light. I needed to move my things. They were kind of in the way, so. First I made some clothing lines and some barrels, and I'm putting those in here. And these codes for the crates of turnips, and in a little bit I'll put a crate of pumpkins down here. Those will also be in the description. So I'm just going to pop some wood on top of this barrel, and that's pretty much done over here. Add this little stool and a vine just to fill in the space behind the house. So come back over here to this side. You can see the other player's house here. That'll be a little witch house. I wanted to put in a tree right here, and I did everything to put the tree in here. And I was pretty disappointed because the tree will not go in there, as you will see pretty darn quickly. I'm fixing the code here. It's always so disappointing when things like trees will not go in a spot for you because they're too close to the cliff. So that's pretty much what I'm dealing with here. As I go to put my tree in, this is where I'm putting my bush in. So what I end up doing is running off to go get my trees and my bushes to put in here, and put these clothing lines back down. And what I discovered is my tree will not go in this spot, like I said. So I have to dig it up and move it forward one space. So the spot where the tree was going to go is where my bush is going to have to go. And I have to repair all the code and pick up my clothing lines. And in general, try to just figure out how to fix this again, because it was just being difficult. So now we just have to replace these codes so we can get our tree in here and still have our clothing lines and have it be almost exactly the vision I'd had in my head. One space. You got to work with what they give you, right? But I kicked this off because it didn't want to go in for me, but I got it in, pushed it in. Put my bush back down, put the tree in, Now I've got a decay tree in here. And one of the things here is I wanted to be able to get through here, even though we're gonna have to wiggle. But I wanted to make sure you could get back here. So it'll be a wiggle, but you can. So popped another bush in there, popped a bush in over here. And another sign. Just make sure people understand they're supposed to keep out of here. This kind of weather that's going is pretty much what I'm hoping to have when I have my dream address. Kind of rainy, maybe a little darker than this, but pretty much like this. So, got a giant vine popped in here. And I first thought that this would really fit here, but it felt just awkward to me. Awkward. So I think that, and you can see I'm thinking maybe, yeah, I'm gonna move this over here by the storage shed. But that just made more sense to me. And checking, but yes, we can still get through all of this. So it'll work. And instead, I put a faucet in there. I have a scarecrow, and I want to get it in here, but there was nowhere to put it. So what I decided is to dig up this particular pumpkin and put my scarecrow in there, as you can see. And then a couple more torches. And pushing them over, getting them turned on. And dead tree is perfect here, decayed tree. What I wanted to do right here is I wanted to put in another torch at the corner. So I'm pushing the sign over a little bit, getting it here right next to the bridge, right next to the river. And then I can put in my torch right here at the corner. This torch popped in here and oh, it's not quite right. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to switch. I had originally thought over here, but no. I think what I'm going to do is pick up this sign and the torch where the sign is. I think that's just going to look better. So we'll move the sign over here, come around here, get the torch, get it put down, push it back. I was hoping it would move over closer, but of course the bridge is keeping it from being able to. So anyhow, light this up, and then let's push this sign back in where the torch was at. And I looked at this and I thought it was just too flat. I needed that sign to come half a space forward, so there it goes. So now I head back over here. I have to push this out of the way. It's in the way. Plus I need to make some more torches, so put a torch down here. I'm going to go over here and get some things and then go back. Now I can make some more. So now they're made. So now mostly I'm going to put down the sign that I just made. My last sign for this ogre area. And now we're ready to start putting down some wheat fields. And I don't know if it's just me. Y'all can tell me in the comments, but I have so much trouble getting wheat fields to go where I want. And I know mostly it's because where I want them to go, they can't go. But it seems to me the wheat fields is the hardest one to get placed. I feel like, it might be just me, but I think the biggest problem is that you can't push them. Most of the pieces you can push them. If they're not quite where you want them, you can move them around a little bit. But wheat fields, you can't push those things around, and I think that that's the biggest reason why they seem to be the worst for me. So one more wheat field here. And another one right down here. And pretty quick here. My computer, for whatever reason, stopped recording. And so the very end of this build is missing. And so here, you're not going to get to see anymore. But there wasn't much left. It was mostly placing wheat fields and this mushroom and that tree back there. So it's pretty much the same. So this is what it looks like. You can see the view back here. Here's the storage shed, and here's the little outhouse that the ogre has out behind his house, and his little garden. And it's all done. Looks pretty good. Nice ogre-y area. So now we're going to head over to Lily's place. And this is really a pretty small area. The first thing I want to do is, in a bush, but it went in the wrong spot. So I dug the hole this time so it would definitely go where I wanted it. And then I have a shelf to put here. And then we need to just one space of waterscaping. I put this tree in because I can't on the other side. So we pop in that bush back here. And back here I put in this tree because I can't put in a big tree. There's not enough room, so this potted tree will work. A couple of flowers, and the left-hand side of Lily's house is done. I've got this log bench to go here. I want it centered here, and of course the landscaping has made it so that I can't pull and push it, so I'll pop it back down again. Now it's in the center. Get in this mush lamp and one flower. Only thing left is a leaf pile here. And we are done. That is Lily's house. It was pretty quick because it's a pretty small area. But it turned out pretty good. Looks cute. That's all that matters. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.